my name's Aaron LaPedis. This is the Collectibles Show, and every week we have a brand new collectible with an expert to talk to you a little bit about it. So for every week you learn a little bit more on a certain different collectible. This week we have Tom Shane, the founder of the Shane Company Direct Diamond Importers. You know, I have a kind of a funny story. It's not funny, but now I can look on it and laugh. A while ago, I had a store, and somebody came in and offered me to trade me a beautiful diamond for a piece of art. Mm-hmm. And the diamond was a big diamond, and they said gave me an appraisal and said it was worth a lot of money. And then I did the trade, and I looked about selling it, and they used a term that it didn't have as good a value because it was an old miner's cut.
Yes.
What does that mean on the cutting, and why is that important?
Well, the diamonds are cut today in basic standard proportions and shapes. An old miner's cut is something that was done maybe 80 or 100, 125 years ago. And the old miner's cut has a very small table or top. It does not have as much brilliance. And to make an old miner's cut commercially viable today, because there's really no demand for them. A diamond is cut like a prism to reflect light. The more brilliance, the more beauty. So if a diamond is cut in a way like an old miner's, where there's a minimal amount of refraction of light, you want to recut it to maximize its beauty if you're going to try to sell it. If it was your grandmother's, you want to keep it for sentimental reasons the way it is, that's another story. To recut an old miner's cut, maybe you're going to lose 20% in weight, and it'll cost a couple $100 to do it. So in order for it to pay, it has to be a fairly large and a nice quality stone to begin with to make it worthwhile.
So that's probably, if somebody has gotten these diamonds handed down from their grandparents, right, they probably have a miner's cut.
Well, if it's 100 years old or so, it would be probably.
Do you find yourself that people have bought a diamond and have made an error and now don't know what to do? What would you recommend? Say if somebody bought a diamond that is not, that's heavily included.
Yes.
And has some other flaws. Is there a way of recutting that diamond or repairing it in any way?
In principle, no. If the inclusions were just on one edge, for example, then it could be recut and you could eliminate those inclusions. But typically, and when you're using the term heavily included, it's a proper term, it infers that the inclusions run throughout the stone.
Okay.
And if that's the case, there's nothing you can do to get rid of them. So it's a matter of, if you've got a diamond you don't like, trade it in on one that you do.
Can people buy a diamond that's not as good but have the setting, like buy a diamond and have a setting with a platinum where it sets into a platinum top part to make it look...
A bezel or something?
A bezel, thank you very much, to make it look a little bit whiter, a little bit clearer. Is there things that tricks of the trade that people should watch out for to make a bad diamond look not so bad?
Well, there are ways to enhance it, yes, but you have to be careful just the opposite. If the color's poor and it's surrounded by other diamonds, you want to be sure that the side diamonds match or are just inferior in color to the center stone. If the side diamonds are superior in color, it's going to make the center stone look that much worse. So you have to be careful. Yeah, it cuts both ways.
That's a very good point. So when if I own a diamond and I finally have one, I finally bought it, 3-4 years goes down, where should I go to get an appraisal to see if it went up for value, or what should I do then if I needed something like an appraisal?
Most jewelers will be glad to give you an appraisal. You just have to be very careful that the appraisal that you understand and the jeweler understands, or the appraiser, if you go to a certified independent appraiser, and they're listed in the yellow pages, you have to be sure that you give them proper instructions, that it's appraised for insurance purposes or appraised at retail or what it is that you want it appraised for. The higher it's appraised, don't forget, the value of the stone doesn't change. What changes is your insurance premiums. So you don't want to have it over-appraised because you'll just pay more for insurance.
Well, great. Tom, I'd like to thank you for being on the show. Tom Shane from the Shane Company. Thank you very much for tuning in. And remember, one person's trash is another person's collectible. Have fun, keep collecting, and have a great night.